Who would have imagined that a hug could trigger a storm of speculation and anxiety among millions of fans? In a world as meticulously planned as BTS, where every step of the members is closely monitored by management, media, and a global fandom, even a small gesture can become a major signal. Recently, a rare moment between Jimin and Jungkook before attending a special military concert has become a hot topic in fan communities. They hugged so tightly, without words, yet full of meaning. Amid the spotlight of amateur cameras and crowds of soldiers, these two friends seemed to share a secret yet to be revealed. Was this merely an emotional release or the early sign of a major farewell that no one wants? And more surprisingly, is it true that Jungkook has finally spoken up and admitted he will leave? This speculation is not without basis. Internal sources close to both of them stated that the emotional atmosphere was not just an ordinary expression of warmth. Jungkook, who has always been known as a cheerful and energetic figure, appeared much quieter, with eyes that could not lie. Meanwhile, Jimin, known for his soft yet strong heart, seemed as though he was patting Jungkook's back either to soothe him or to give support for a difficult decision about to be made. The question now hangs in the air: is that difficult decision Jungkook's departure from BTS? In the dynamics of South Korea's mandatory military service, physical and mental pressure comes not only from intense training but also from feelings of isolation. Jungkook is assigned as the main cook in his unit, a role that sounds simple but is full of invisible burdens. He is not only responsible for ensuring nutritious food supplies for his comrades, but also has to maintain calm and discipline in the kitchen, far from the bustling field where his friends are. This isolation, according to several military sources, makes Jungkook feel increasingly distant from what has always been his identity: togetherness on stage, intimacy in group practice, and the lively cheers of ARMY who always shout his name. Is that sense of loss starting to feel too heavy? Some reports mention that Jungkook has expressed his doubts several times about returning to the stage with the same rhythm as before. Furthermore, there is shocking news from an anonymous source that Jungkook has personally spoken to Jimin about his desire to take a step back, perhaps even to leave the entertainment world entirely after completing his military duties. "I'm tired," the source quoted what was allegedly Jungkook's confession. "I want to live as John Jungkook, not just Jungkook of BTS." Meanwhile, Jimin is not in an easier position. Assigned to a unit that demands physical strength and leadership, he has become the team's pillar. But the emotional burden he must carry is far heavier. Those closest to him describe Jimin as someone who does not easily share his worries, instead keeping them to himself. The hug he gave Jungkook might not have been only support but possibly a silent farewell. The special concert they attended that night turned out to be no ordinary event. It was an internal military concert held to provide entertainment to soldiers. However, for two global superstars who for years stood on grand stages with spotlights and the cheers of millions, being spectators in the back row delivered an inevitable emotional shock. They were no longer the main stars, just ordinary viewers in uniform. Could this be a turning point for Jungkook to realize that perhaps he has had enough of living life as an idol? Not a few fans have started reading the signs. On social media, the hashtag #JungkookLeaveBTS briefly trended, mixed with anxiety and denial. Some fans tried to deny it, calling all of this baseless rumor. However, others began piecing together the puzzle: Jungkook's unusual calmness, far more emotional interactions with Jimin, and Jungkook's absence from several online activities he used to regularly participate in from the military. This crisis is not only Jungkook's, but also for the entire group. BTS is no ordinary boy band. They are a symbol, a cultural icon of Korea, and a major economic force. Losing one member would shake not only the group, but also the global entertainment industry. Jimin, as one of the most sensitive members and closest to Jungkook, is in a difficult position. Will he be the bridge that keeps Jungkook holding on, or will he become the witness to his decision to leave? Some industry analysts state that the psychological burden on BTS members is far heavier than the public imagines. They not only have to face the harshness of military life, but also the unreasonable expectations of the outside world. In the quietness of military life, without cameras and cheers, they're forced to confront themselves with longings that perhaps cannot be healed by mere promises of returning to the stage. What makes the situation even more complicated is the news that Jungkook has received an offer to join an advanced military training program as an instructor after his mandatory service ends. If this is true, then the intention to remain in the military environment and leave the glittering entertainment world is no longer mere speculation. He feels he has found peace here, said one military source who did not wish to be named. No pressure, no spotlight. Just routine and respect that comes from hard work. The question is, will Jimin allow this to happen? According to sources close to them, Jimin is currently doing everything he can to persuade Jungkook to reconsider his decision. However, most surprising of all, in their private conversations, Jungkook is said to have already stated, "Hyung, I want to live simply. I want to stop." ARMY's reactions worldwide are mixed between denial and sadness. Many hope this is merely a phase of mental exhaustion that will pass. However, that hug before the concert is now seen as a real signal. Something serious is happening. Not just two friends supporting each other, but two brothers possibly facing a parting road. Until now, Big Hit Entertainment has not provided an official statement. However, the pressure to give clarification is growing stronger. In his last interview before entering mandatory military service, Jungkook once said that he always wanted to find a normal life. Maybe at that time, many considered it just a cliché statement. But today, that sentence echoes again and becomes a real threat to BTS's continuity. Is it true that Jungkook will leave? Was the emotional hug with Jimin an unspoken farewell? Or is all of this just a storm of speculation that will subside with an official clarification? For now, ARMY can only wait, with anxiety, hope, and fear that for the first time, they might truly have to say goodbye. However, amid the storm of emotions and speculation circulating, now is the time for all of us to pause and ask, are you really sure that all of this is real? Are the emotional hug between Jimin and Jungkook, the rumors of mental fatigue, and the news of Jungkook's intention to leave BTS undeniable truths? Or is this all just a grand narrative deliberately constructed to attract media attention, manipulate emotions, and create a viral wave benefiting many parties? This question is important because in the era of social media, where a short video on TikTok, a tweet on Twitter, or a vlog clip on YouTube can be misinterpreted, exaggerated, and exploited by algorithms purely for popularity, we are vulnerable to becoming victims of sensationalism. Are you critical enough not to immediately believe every video or rumor circulating? Or are you one of those swept away by the current of emotions without questioning the truth? You need to know, all the information we present in this article comes from various sources: short videos on TikTok, viral comments on Twitter, reaction clips on YouTube, and several news snippets circulating in fan community media. But let's be honest, how valid are these sources? Have you ever thought, could that hug video possibly be cut from its original context? Is it possible that Jungkook's expression, which seemed calm and gloomy, was actually just physical exhaustion after training, not signs of a desire to withdraw? We all know that the entertainment industry in Korea, and even worldwide, is not free from media play. Rumors, speculation, drama, and gossip are part of marketing strategies. Is it possible that all this is just a clever game to keep public attention on BTS during their hiatus? Do you really believe that Big Hit Entertainment, an agency that big, would allow such massive news to leak out of control? Or is this just bait to build anticipation so that when they return, the spotlight grows even bigger? On the other hand, we cannot ignore the fact that mental pressure in the entertainment industry is very real. We should not turn a blind eye to the possibility that an artist as big as Jungkook could experience burnout and an identity crisis. But has he truly spoken personally about his desire to stop? Have you seen concrete evidence or only heard from anonymous sources? And can those anonymous sources really be trusted? We are not asking you to believe blindly. Instead, we invite you all to think critically. Ask yourself, who benefits most if this news goes viral? Who might have spread this issue first? Is their purpose merely to share information, or is there a hidden motive? And more importantly, have you verified every piece of information before passing it on to others? In this fast-paced era, we are all challenged to become smart readers, not victims of clickbait. Will you stop for a moment, find out, and question? Or will you choose to be part of the big current that swallows anything viral without checking its truth?